Individuals often fail to recognize your true worth. Your treatment by others reflects the boundaries you establish. It is a difficult reality, a fact that many tend to sidestep. One can embody kindness, loyalty, and a strong work ethic, yet still find oneself dismissed, underestimated, or disrespected. This isn't a reflection of one's worth, but rather a consequence of allowing others to believe they could act without consequence. Each moment of silence in the face of a transgression, every instance of laughing off an insult to maintain harmony, and all the time spent over-explaining oneself in pursuit of understanding contribute to this dynamic. Your actions were not merely responses, they served as lessons for them. This video holds significance, for the path forward is not paved with anger. It's not about amplifying your voice, hardening your demeanor, or feigning assurance. It revolves around a singular, profound transformation, a moment when you cease to barter your self-worth, stop seeking approval for respect, and abandon the guise of the emotionally available victim. And after you take that step, just that one time, you'll witness the world shift and reshape itself in response to your existence. Those who once belittled you, take a moment to reflect. Those who once turned a blind eye to your presence now find themselves drawn to you. Those who sought to exert control over you now find themselves muted. This is not a ruse. It is the essence of emotional intelligence, transformed into a subtle strength. Complete this task once, and you shall find that no further proof will be required. Many believe that respect is garnered through achievements, acts of kindness, or steadfast loyalty. Yet the reality is much more unsettling. Your actions serve as a silent lesson to others on how to regard you, revealing your boundaries not through spoken language, but through the things you accept. Allow that to resonate. With each instance of disrespect that went unchallenged, you inadvertently granted them your silent consent. Each time someone diminished your spirit and you masked the hurt with a smile, you reassured them that all was well. Each time you invested your energy in someone who offered nothing in return, you found yourself pinning the same narrative repeatedly. You may choose to treat me in this manner, and yet I shall remain. Your beliefs about what you deserve hold no significance. Your choices hold significance. Emotional intelligence finds its roots not in the management of others, but in the clarity with which you discern your own patterns. The silent pact upon which human relationships are founded resembles what the Stoics might refer to as implicit agreements. Your name may remain unspoken, yet your deeds serve as the ink, crafting a contract that unfolds with the passage of time. This is the essence of that sound. I shall forever stand by your side. Even in your absence, I will take in your fury. As long as you return and offer an apology, I will set aside my own needs to maintain harmony. I shall permit you to cross the threshold. Only this time. Yet, this singular instance transforms into the routine, such as the gradual pace of erosion's relentless march. It does not fall apart in an instant. It gradually erodes, in silence, throughout the passing months, decades, and one day, you find yourself awakening, gazing into the reflection, curious about how you transformed into a person whose desires seem insignificant. Your power was not seized by others. Rather, it was relinquished gradually, bit by bit, through your silence. Through the art of crafting justifications, by wishing they would ultimately recognize your value without the need for you to declare it. To betray oneself is, indeed, a form of betrayal. One of the most challenging realities to face is this. One cannot expect others to extend greater kindness than the kindness one shows oneself. When you repeatedly disregard your own boundaries, you cannot claim the role of a victim. You are a participant in this journey. Thus, the journey of healing commences not by severing connections with others, but by releasing the bonds to an identity that has accepted mediocrity. You're not merely evading them. You are fleeing the person you transformed into while in their company. And that marks the true shift in power, not when you raise your voice, not when you share reflections on the importance of self-love. Yet, in the stillness of your thoughts, you resolve that that version of me has faded into oblivion, transforming the pattern through conscious awareness. Emotional intelligence transcends mere reactions. It involves discerning the pattern prior to the response. Contemplate this. In what ways have I conditioned others to underestimate my worth by adopting a facade of being low maintenance? In what instances have I inadvertently encouraged undesirable behavior merely to sidestep confrontation? In what shadows have I cast aside my principles to escape the solitude that lingers? The brightest moment arrives when you perceive the pattern, and in that instant, you disrupt it. When you disrupt the established pattern, you start to reshape the concealed narrative. That is the moment when your self-worth transcends mere words and transforms into a defining boundary. Psychological boundaries do not function as walls. They are reflections. Individuals frequently confuse boundaries with barriers. Yet, authentic psychological boundaries do not serve to alienate others. They mirror the truth to them. It is often said that one is at liberty to conduct oneself as one pleases. Yet, I possess the liberty to turn and leave. One may opt for disrespect. Yet, I opt for distance. Understanding me is not a necessity. Yet, I find no necessity to justify my existence any longer. The allure of that energy, that understated confidence, is simply captivating. It requires no validation. It does not ask for consent. It does not seek validation. Consequently, it warrants a distinct approach to its care. Here is where the transformation starts. This is the moment when transformation begins to unfold, not beyond the horizon, but within your very essence. Now you find yourself no longer questioning, why am I treated this way? What is it that I have revealed to them? I shall endure. The transition is excruciating, yet it marks the dawn of power. When the script undergoes alterations, the cast must either adapt or face replacement. And in an instant, those who once disregarded you now pause, caught in a moment of uncertainty. A palpable shift stirs within them, even if they are unable to articulate it. Unbeknownst to them, your actions have shifted the dynamics, leaving them hesitant to engage with you as they once did. The energy has shifted because you have transformed. And once you experience it, there's no turning back. Respect is not simply bestowed. It hasn't been earned at all. Not as most would presume. It is firmly upheld. Ultimately, the responsibility to uphold it falls squarely on your shoulders. Yet, there lies the dilemma. Many individuals traverse the journey of life, engaging in a silent negotiation with their own thoughts and desires. They claim to seek respect, yet they lower their standards in pursuit of approval. They profess to cherish tranquility, yet they endure turmoil, driven by the dread of solitude. They proclaim an understanding of their value, yet continuously seek validation from those who lack self-respect. This does not embody self-love. This does not reflect emotional intelligence. This is a veiled form of self-abandonment. The world can sense it in the air. Your actions convey lessons, both through the expectations you uphold and those you choose to abandon. Standards serve as unseen limits. They do not reflect what you share in the digital realm. They are the principles you uphold when it truly counts. It appears that the answer is no. I refuse to clarify my thoughts repeatedly to those who persist in misinterpreting my words. Negative. I refuse to pursue those who regard me as merely an alternative. Negative. I steer clear of drama, even when it appears cloaked in worry. Yet, this is the point at which many individuals succumb. It is said that all these things are true. Yet, in reality, their apprehension of severing ties eclipses their dedication to embracing their inner strength. Thus, they yield. They surrender. They remain. In remaining within circumstances that fall short of your true worth, you convey a powerful message to the world around you. My standards are adaptable. My self-worth is open to discussion. And just like that, respect fades away. Emotional intelligence signifies the awareness of moments when you find yourself in the act of self-betrayal. It's simple to cast blame and declare that they failed to treat you as you deserved. Your worth went unrecognized by them. They failed to regard you with the seriousness you deserved. Yet, the reality is this. Many individuals seldom face. At times, the treachery did not originate from their hands. It originated from you, to oneself. Each time you diminished your standards merely to fit in. Each time you chuckled at the punchline that pierced the heart. Each time you embraced mere fragments and labeled it affection. You distanced yourself from the part of you that possessed greater wisdom. It is a source of anguish, for within the depths of your being, a fragment of you has always been aware. That part murmured, "This isn't the end. You are worthy of so much more." Yet, there lies a shadow of fear within you. Fear has always proven to be a poor guide when it comes to establishing standards. Cease the practice of bending your principles that compromise who you truly are. Individuals often find great pleasure in discussing boundaries. Yet, boundaries hold little significance without the steadfastness of consistency. It's not merely a singular, grandiose refusal. It revolves around the subtle, everyday choices that either reinforce your sense of self or gradually diminish it. Do you agree when your true feelings say otherwise? Do you allow that call to connect simply to avoid appearing impolite? Do you allow others to squander your time simply out of courtesy? These are the moments that shape the distinction between embracing quiet confidence and harboring hidden resentment. Herein lies the paradox. The greater your fear of establishing standards, the more others will take advantage of you. Conversely, the more boldly you assert those standards, the more individuals will adapt to your presence. This is not arrogance. This embodies a spiritual discipline, a mindset geared towards high performance. Your aspirations do not elevate you. You descend to your own expectations. Stoicism imparts the wisdom that yearning devoid of restraint is mere illusion. In today's world, a significant number of individuals find themselves ensnared in that illusion. Respect is what they seek. They yearn for a kinder treatment from others. They yearn for tranquility. Yet, mere wishing does not constitute a strategy. Hope, when devoid of strength, stands powerless. You do not ascend to your desires. Your acceptance shapes your defaults. Thus, the inquiry arises, what is the most minimal behavior you are still willing to accept? For that is the genuine measure of your standard. Elevate the standard, not for others, but for yourself. As you raise your internal standard, others will undoubtedly sense the shift. They may be unaware of the transformation, yet they will undoubtedly feel the absence of the former you. They will hesitate before uttering that disrespectful joke. They will reconsider before squandering your time. Some may drift away, and that is perfectly acceptable, for they never truly respected you, but rather your capacity to endure their existence. There is no necessity to proclaim your new standard. There's no need to alert others that circumstances have shifted. Simply embrace it fully. Allow your energy to serve as your proclamation. Allow your boundaries to resonate more profoundly than your justifications. Transform your silence into hallowed ground, a realm reserved for those deemed worthy to tread upon it. Ultimately, respect does not originate with them. It begins with the things you refuse to accept any longer. A subtle yet profound desperation resides within those who seek to please others, not born from weakness, but rather from a lack of understanding that respect does not hinge on being liked. That is the snare. From a young age, you might have been led to believe that love is something to be earned through obedience. Embrace a spirit of harmony. Please be courteous. Refrain from stirring the waters. Affirmative. Initially, there are apologies delivered with a gradual cadence. Your craving for approval stemmed not from a desire to manipulate others, but from a deep-seated fear of being abandoned. Yet, the reality is this. The desire for approval serves as a tether, restraining influential individuals within the confines of emotional limitation. Then, one day, you simply cease. Your silence no longer requires an explanation. Cease your defense of the negative. Cease the tendency to overcompensate in an effort to evade guilt. In that instant, the energy transforms. Not with volume, but with conviction. Emotional intelligence. Gauge the atmosphere, then reflect on your own state. Emotional intelligence transcends merely perceiving the emotions of others. It revolves around understanding the underlying reasons for your urge to seek approval. Contemplate this. What stirs my anxiety when I sense someone's disappointment in me? What compels me to instinctively soften my voice? Even when I am certain of my correctness, what holds me back from expressing my true desires? Frequently, the solution resides within a long festering scar, a conviction that you are overwhelming, insufficient. However, these do not constitute facts. They are remnants of emotion from those who were unable to embrace your reality. With each twist and turn you make in pursuit of their approval, you only strengthen their perception of who you are, rather than embracing your true self. You were not meant to be merely endured. Respect is your rightful inheritance. It begins with establishing psychological boundaries that safeguard your self-worth, rather than your appeal to others. The impact of a solitary boundary on the space is profound. Give this a shot. Simply say no, without any further explanation. Take a moment to halt when someone oversteps a boundary and simply gaze at them in hushed stillness. Cease your responses to the individual who only contacts you in times of need. Pay attention to the unfolding events. Initially, a sense of confusion will envelop them, perhaps even insulted. Yet, beneath the surface, they will sense an undercurrent, a transformation in authority. When you cease the pursuit of validation, you begin to command respect. As you cease the exhausting endeavor of managing the emotions of others, a serene confidence begins to unfold within you. This does not necessitate exertion. It demands attention. Your silence speaks volumes compared to your words of regret. Those who seek approval often find themselves engaging in excessive communication. They dread the possibility of being misinterpreted. Thus, they engage in conversation. Many, they dread the clash of opposing forces. Thus, they embellish reality. They dread assuming the role of the villain. Thus, they find themselves emotionally open to those who are not right for them. Yet, upon releasing that dependency, a profound realization dawns upon you. Silence embodies strength. It is a calculated approach. There is no necessity to justify your need for space. There is no need for you to explain your decision to withdraw. There is no necessity to demonstrate your value. Withdraw your energy, allowing the silence to resonate more profoundly than any words could ever express. Such is the essence of healthy detachment, the transformation that remains etched in the minds of onlookers. A curious transformation unfolds when you cease the pursuit of validation. Some individuals may feel threatened, as they have become reliant on your acquiescence. Some may find themselves perplexed, unable to fathom a version of you that exists without the weight of an apology. Yet, some will be drawn in, for they perceive an essence that is truly exceptional. An individual who has transcended the need for external approval, moving forward with unwavering confidence. The authenticity of that energy is undeniable and demands attention. It embodies the essence of an individual who recognizes their value, protects it fiercely, and has ceased the futile endeavor of persuading the world of their adequacy. They are aware of their existence. At its essence, that is the lesson imparted by Stoicism. The journey towards self-respect is not lined with justifications. The path is laid out with precision. When your actions resonate with your principles, the world ceases to question your identity, for your existence stands as undeniable evidence. A single, quiet transformation is all that is needed. Give it a go just this once. Avoid responding to the deceitful message. Do not grant a second chance that has not been deserved. Do not feel the need to elaborate on your refusal to someone who has never honored your agreement. Only a single time, for in that instant, a transformation occurs within you. You experience a profound sense of strength. You grow in strength, not due to their transformation, but because you have at last ceased seeking approval to embrace your completeness. And when that moment arrives, their gaze will forever be altered. Many individuals hold the view that declining a request necessitates a rationale, an alibi, a gentle inflection, or an elaborate explanation designed to ease the feelings of the other party. Yet, here lies the profound reality. A firm no is not impolite. It holds a profound significance. It stands as a testament to self-respect, embodying spiritual discipline and a quiet confidence that requires no external validation to hold its worth. When one can express themselves without guilt, without apology, and without the fear of disapproval, that is the moment the world begins to recognize them as someone who cannot be easily swayed. That is sheer power. The fabrications we weave to evade the word no. We utter phrases such as, perhaps later, I'm uncertain at the moment, I wish I could, however, allow me to follow up with you. Yet, beneath the surface, the answer resides within us, waiting to be acknowledged. No, it is not. Why do we soften the truth? We have been shaped to think that our refusal will disturb those around us. It will render us challenging, self-centered, and unfeeling, particularly if you possess a deep sense of empathy. Your concern for others' feelings outweighs your desire to protect your own tranquility. Yet, each time you feign a perhaps while your spirit cries out a resounding no, you forsake your true self, just a touch more. As time passes and you persist, the inquiries about your desires begin to fade away. They begin to take it for granted that your answer will be affirmative, for the simple reason that you invariably do. Emotional intelligence embodies the art of declining with grace and composure. Some believe that establishing boundaries equates to displaying aggression, severing ties, elevating your tone, responding with flair. That lacks emotional fortitude. That is pain that remains unaddressed. Disguised as authority, genuine emotional intelligence exists beyond the confines of any setting. It requires no amplification. It simply requires clarity. There is no need to elevate your voice. There's no need to provide a lengthy list of reasons. You simply respond with a serene assurance. No, that doesn't suit me. I am unable to accommodate that request. That no longer resonates with my true self. And then, silence envelopes the moment, the stillness that ensues. The boundary resonates more profoundly than any lecture ever could. Each refusal serves as a barrier, sealing your mind's entrance. Envision your mind as a dwelling. Each time you acquiesce to demands that deplete your energy, show you disrespect, divert your attention, the door stands ajar, inviting and unguarded. Prepare yourself for the inevitable arrival of individuals bearing grimy footwear and a sense of entitlement. A no serves as the lock. This space proclaims to the world, it shall not be subjected to misuse. This energy comes at a cost, and therein lies the elegance. The more you wield no with intention, the less frequently it needs to escape your lips. Your energy naturally creates a barrier against those who seek to take, often before they even utter a request. They perceive the change. They perceive the doormat differently. They sense that the gate is raised. Without respect as their companion, they shall find no passage. The Stoics regard boundaries as a form of spiritual discipline. Discipline transcended mere external control. The focus lay in achieving internal harmony. To refuse is not merely an action. It serves as a conduit for the soul. It cleanses your moments. It safeguards your vitality. It emphasizes what truly holds significance. When executed with precision, it transforms into a guiding compass, shaping not only the way you live, but also the individuals you choose to welcome into your life. You have stepped away from the tumult, free from the allure of guilt, free from the shackles of others' responses. Your compass points unwaveringly towards truth. Truth stands firm, refusing to engage with dysfunction. Serene assurance. Allow your no to serve as the final word. No justification is necessary. Engage in a debate. Persuade. I sincerely apologize. A straightforward one. Pristine. Rooted in reality. Negative. Silence often emerges as the most powerful presence in any space. It conveys to the other individual that you hold no fear of their perspective. Your worth is not tied to their approval. You shall not compromise your own essence for the sake of their comfort. That does not constitute cruelty. That is clarity. Clarity is a precious commodity, and that is precisely why it garners such admiration. A single action that transforms it all. Give it a go. When the moment arises that someone oversteps their bounds, demands excessively, or anticipates what you can no longer provide, simply respond with a firm no. Not with anger. Not with such a demeanor. Simply with tranquility. Undoubtedly. Once upon a time, observe the unfolding events. They will either recoil in disbelief or vanish entirely. Each is a gift. For every no you offer to others, you are ultimately granting a yes to yourself at last. Throughout much of your existence, you have likely been advised to simply embrace kindness, to embrace the joy of smiling more often, swiftly offer your apologies, encourage a sense of ease in others, even in moments when you may feel out of your own comfort zone. Yet, here lies the bitter irony. The harder you strive for universal approval, the less you earn genuine respect. What is the reason behind this? For being kind without limits conveys a singular message. Not a flaw in character, but a lack of clarity. People fail to honor the essence of knighthood. Clarity commands their respect. Clarity can often be perceived as a chill by those who thrive in the shadows of your uncertainty. The poignant snare of seeking to satisfy all. Let us speak candidly. Many individuals who seek to please others are not motivated by genuine kindness. They act from a place of fear, apprehension of being turned away, apprehension about appearing self-centered, apprehension about relinquishing their identity as the virtuous one. Yet, fear serves as a poor basis for genuine connection. For when the fear of disappointing others takes hold, you begin to forge unspoken pacts within your own mind. I suppose I can endure this for the sake of harmony. I shall remain silent. I wish to avoid stirring up any discord. I shall rise above the situation. Once more, with each passing moment, your sense of self diminishes quietly and gradually. The individuals in your vicinity cease to regard you as a person of worth. They perceive you as a means to an end. Emotional intelligence embodies the choice of embracing truth rather than seeking comfort. Indeed, emotional intelligence does not equate to steering clear of conflict. It revolves around recognizing the moments when the truth holds greater significance than fleeting solace. At times, exercising emotional intelligence requires the courage to decline, even in moments when they anticipate affirmation. Remaining silent when stirred, not from a place of weakness, yet wisdom. Maintaining your course, even when it stirs discomfort in others. For comfort is but a fleeting state. Yet, respect endures through time. Respect is not earned by shying away from discomfort. It is acquired through the demonstration of your fearless approach towards it. The barrier of limits fosters the space for unity. Here lies the paradox. Establishing boundaries enhances the depth and significance of your relationships. What is the reason behind this? Boundaries are not barriers designed to exclude others. They serve as barriers to repel negative energy, allowing only the positive to flow in at last. Ceasing to extend kindness to all can lead to a diminished allure for those who seek to manipulate. Cease nourishing the emotional parasites that drain your vitality. Cease to engage with those who cherish only the version of you that bends to their will. Within that silence, in that expanse, something extraordinary unfolds. People begin to gravitate towards you, drawn by a genuine appreciation for your true self. Not the persona you project, the essence of serene power. One can discern a distinction between boisterous dominance and subtle authority. Those who speak with volume often seek acknowledgement, yet individuals possessing a serene authority wield it not through loudness. Yet, in the realm of presence, there is no need for debate. No justification is necessary. There's no need for even a single eyebrow to be lifted. Your energy conveys a message. I'm not here to seek approval. I am here to embrace authenticity. Only those who hold truth in high regard may stand beside me. Such energy lingers in the memory, impossible to erase. Due to its rarity, rarity invariably captures the spotlight. A mindset geared towards high performance. Concentrate on harmony, disapproval. To elevate your emotional, spiritual, and mental frequency, it is essential to release the grip of seeking approval. Cease your inquiries about whether they hold affection for you. Am I overwhelming? What if they slip away from me? Begin to inquire within. Am I in harmony with my values? Does this circumstance uphold my tranquility? Would I still make this choice if the fear of solitude didn't linger in my mind? Those who harbor a fear of loss will invariably find themselves under the influence of those they dread losing. Yet those who dread the prospect of betraying their true selves become impervious to the world around them. To be clear is to risk ruffling the feathers of those who prefer ambiguity. Indeed, that is a positive outcome. As you cease the habit of over-explaining, as you begin to assertively decline, as you depart without a trace of guilt, there will be those who brand you as cold, unkind, or challenging. Allow them to proceed. What they truly mean is that you have become less susceptible to their influence. You are not obligated to present a watered-down version of who you are merely to safeguard someone else's sense of ease. There is no necessity to lessen your boundaries in order to remain in someone's favor. There is no necessity to exchange authenticity for fleeting validation. Those who truly matter will remain steadfast. Those who depart never held you in esteem, It was merely your acquiescence they valued. You were not destined to serve as a mediator amidst turmoil. You were not created to forfeit your essence for an illusion of peace. And you were never intended to be cherished at the expense of earning respect. Cease your attempts at kindness. Begin to embrace authenticity. That is the moment when everything transforms. In a realm captivated by impulsive responses, your serene demeanor stands out as a force of disruption. There is an anticipation that you will recoil, justify, clarify, or react. Yet, in the absence of that, an odd phenomenon unfolds. They experience a sense of discomfort. Your silence, though unintentional, transforms into a mirror from which they cannot flee, not due to any fault of yours, but rather the reflection it casts upon them. In your tranquility, their turmoil finds no refuge. Emotional intelligence transcends mere control. It embodies a deliberate and strategic stillness. It has been instilled in you that emotional intelligence equates to maintaining composure. Yet, that merely scratches the surface. There lies a deeper layer beneath. It's the understanding that sometimes silence resonates more profoundly than reason. When silence becomes the most profound reply. When your silence exerts a psychological weight more formidable than any eruption could ever achieve. For in the stillness of your composure, you strip them of their ability to incite. You transform into the wild card. You compel them to confront the chaos of their own emotions. Indeed, space manipulators despise the solitude of their own company. Your tranquility unsettles them. When you cease to respond, those who thrive on disorder find themselves unable to operate. They cast shadows, they weave tales, they attempt to provoke you with subtle hostility. Yet, in the face of your silence, a fracture occurs within them. What is the reason behind this? For it unveils the truth that they never possessed dominion over you, only over how you chose to respond. Once you reclaim that, they find themselves in a state of disarray. It becomes evident that the foundation of most emotional manipulation rests upon this particular formula. Stimulus, response, regulation. Disrupt that formula, and you shatter their narrative. Your tranquility is a fortress, impervious to the distortions of language. One may find themselves pondering the underlying motives. Intentions are vulnerable to assault, yet your inner peace remains impervious. It conveys a distinct message. I have distanced myself from chaos. The significance of spiritual discipline cannot be overstated. Those who can endure discomfort without fleeing are the ones who remain ungovernable. You stand resolute, akin to a mountain weathering the tempest. The wind howls with fury. Thunder rumbles in the distance. Yet, you remain still. That stillness instills a deep-seated fear in those who anticipate a reaction they never thought would come. When you cease to defend yourself against false accusations, when you no longer feel the need to clarify through texts or seek understanding from those intent on misunderstanding you, that is the moment you embrace unpredictability. Unpredictability embodies power. For now, they remain in the dark. If you find yourself wounded or simply exhausted, if you find yourself contemplating or disengaging, whether you choose to come back or disappear entirely, that uncertainty does not equate to manipulation. It is the result of actions taken. You've effortlessly exited the arena they believed you would inhabit for eternity. Calm does not signify the absence of feeling. Rather, it indicates a mastery over one's responses. There are those who will claim that you have transformed. Once, you showed concern. You find yourself enveloped in a chill now. Negative. You have simply reached a point where you refuse to entertain any form of disrespect. You've come to understand that not every viewpoint warrants a response. Not every insult warrants your words. You have transcended the struggle of the ego. That is not a sign of weakness. That is the essence of evolution. It stands as a defining characteristic of an individual who embodies a high-performance mindset. You conserve your energy for pursuits that propel you onward. One does not engage in conflicts that deplete the essence of their being. You have transformed the very essence of victory. Deliberate disengagement. The Stoic superpower of detachment is not synonymous with indifference. It embodies a polished concentration. You are not cold. Your message is unmistakable. You are not far away. Your actions are intentional. You are not disregarding. You are placing your tranquility at the forefront. Such is the enduring lesson imparted by Stoicism. The one who provokes your ire holds the reins of your spirit. Yet, he who remains unprovoked cannot be overcome. In moments of turmoil, maintaining your composure does not equate to shunning the conflict. You have already secured the victory within yourself. In due time, the external realm will mirror the truth that serenity poses the most significant challenge to those who thrive on control. In moments of reactivity, your emotions became an open book. They could decipher your feelings, manipulate your responses, and foresee the consequences of their actions. Your tranquility now disturbs them. They will label you as passive-aggressive. They will claim that you are emotionally distant. They will attempt to draw you back in through the weight of guilt. Yet, there is a truth they refuse to acknowledge. Your silence compels them to confront their own truths. For those who have evaded accountability throughout their existence, that experience is nothing short of torment. Maintain your composure. Maintain your distance. Maintain distance when it is required. There is no need to justify your growth to those who were never destined to accompany you on your journey. Allow your tranquility to resonate. Allow your silence to unsettle. Allow your tranquility to transform into your most steadfast source of power. The healing journey is steeped in a peculiar irony. As soon as you begin to prioritize your own needs, there will be those who label you as selfish. As soon as you establish a boundary, there will inevitably be someone who claims you're behaving differently. As you turn your back on toxicity, there will inevitably be someone who casts you as the villain in their narrative. Rest assured, you are not the antagonist in this tale. You are the reflection. Nothing strikes fear into the heart of the manipulative quite like encountering their own reflection in someone who has become immune to their deceit. The act of attributing one's own thoughts or feelings onto another. The true game lurking beneath the weight of guilt. The unvarnished reality is this. When individuals find themselves unable to dominate your actions, they will often attempt to manipulate the perceptions of those around you. This phenomenon is referred to as projection. When an individual struggles to confront their own shame, guilt, or insecurity, they often cast those burdens onto you. You'll encounter remarks such as, "You have transformed. You have grown distant. You believe you have risen above the rest now." What they truly imply is that you ceased to allow me to breach your boundaries. You have ceased to endure my quiet defiance. You withdrew your emotional presence from the turmoil I brought forth. Instead of engaging in self-reflection, they don a facade of victimhood to shield their delicate sense of self. The shift in roles, transformed from ally to adversary. It is a shrewd strategy of manipulation. You mend, you detect, you find peace, but suddenly, you become the problem. Why? Because people who once benefited from your confusion, silence, and overgiving now feel threatened by your clarity. You're no longer predictable. You don't say yes by default. You don't apologize for existing. And in their mind, that can only mean one thing. You must be punished, burdened by remorse. Whispers of uncertainty linger in the air, or passive-aggressive pity parties. Emotional intelligence means seeing through the performance. Don't react to their guilt traps. Do not waste your breath on those who are determined to misinterpret your intentions. That does not embody strength. Such energy is squandered. Emotional intelligence involves the ability to acknowledge and appreciate performance without having to take part in it. There is no necessity to demonstrate your goodness. There's no need to elaborate excessively on your development. There is no necessity to seek the endorsement of others. What is the reason behind this? Those who act with integrity remain unmoved by falsehoods. Those who function from a place of projection have always shown little regard for the pursuit of truth. Spiritual discipline manifests in the quiet strength of walking away without seeking revenge. There's an alluring pull to unveil them, to respond sharply, in pursuit of vindication. Yet, that is precisely what they seek, your attention. For attention is the final strand of mastery. The Stoics understood this profoundly. To be stirred by unfounded allegations is to be governed by those who deceive. Allow that to resonate. There is no need for you to justify your actions. One must persist, carrying tranquility within the heart and lucidity in the thoughts. That exemplifies the essence of spiritual discipline in motion. It is not passive. It possesses an undeniable strength. For in the stillness that arises from authenticity, the echoes resonate far beyond the clamor of any disparaging narrative. They do not long for your presence. They long for the grip of control. Let's be candid. When toxic individuals utter the words, "I miss you," it carries a weight of insincerity. What they often imply is, "I long for the way you once made me feel elevated." Your energy is something I long for. I long for the days when I could sway your compassion. Your absence goes unnoticed. Your compliance is sorely missed. Now that you have liberated yourself from emotional dependence, they find themselves feeling hollow, vulnerable, and insignificant. Thus, they alter the story. You left me behind. You shattered the family. Your actions lack compassion. Yet beneath it all lies the sharpness of exposure. They will go to great lengths to evade confronting that reality. Allow their words to flow, yet do not be swayed by them. People will engage in gossip. The narrative will be contorted by others. Individuals will gather support from others to stand against you. Allow them. Your tranquility does not hinge upon their viewpoint. It is constructed upon your principles. Your principles declare that you will no longer endure manipulation. Even when it masquerades as love, I have ceased to articulate my standards to those who thrive in the shadows of my silence. I refuse to diminish myself to conform to roles that stifle my authenticity. That does not constitute cruelty. That is clarity. Clarity can often seem like a harsh reality to those who flourish in the shadows of uncertainty. Truth stands unassailable. It simply requires time. This is the enduring strategy. Those who truly understand you will inevitably uncover the truth in due time. Those who embrace the falsehoods were never truly yours. Those who seek to manipulate your progress will ultimately crumble beneath the burden of their own deceit. There is no necessity for revenge. Validation is unnecessary. Simply maintain your path. For truth does not raise its voice. It remains silent, waiting for no one to listen. It does not pursue those who flee from it. Truth patiently lingers, and when the dust settles, it is invariably the final figure remaining. The harsh reality is this. At the beginning of your healing journey, no one offers you the insight you truly need. Healing often carries its own toll. Not due to a transformation into cruelty, not due to a lack of concern. Yet, you cease to bleed for those who have never grasped the art of ceasing their own cuts upon you. Once you reclaim your power, those who once only understood you through your wounds will no longer recognize the person you have become. To them, your tranquility appears as a chasm. Your silence resonates as a form of rejection. Your clarity comes across as arrogance. Yet, that is not a weight you must carry. That is their reflection. Those who bear wounds find solace in the embrace of familiar suffering. Numerous individuals seem disinterested in pursuing healthy relationships. They seek out recognizable patterns. For those who were raised amidst chaos, neglect, or emotional turbulence, the notion of peace can evoke a sense of threat. When you begin to engage from a foundation of emotional intelligence, the goal is not to argue for the sake of victory. One does not pursue when met with silence. There's no need to reiterate your thoughts repeatedly. It seems as though you have transformed. Indeed, they are correct. Your transformation is a testament to your healing journey. Emotional intelligence signifies a departure from the chaotic rhythms of dysfunction.